my name is Taylor and welcome to my channel where I talk about all things personal development. If you have not done so yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to be notified every time I upload on Mondays. So I have a little question for you guys. If a college basketball coach were looking for somebody to recruit for their team, who are they most likely to choose to be on the team? Is it a person who has never played basketball a day in their life? Is it B, a person who's never even heard of the word basketball? Is it C, a person who's incarcerated? Or is it D, a person who has played basketball their entire life? If you chose D, you are absolutely correct. Now, why would this coach choose option D over, let's say, option C, the person who's incarcerated? Because the coach's job is to build a successful team who is more likely to be successful in the basketball season and achieve all of the goals that the coach sets out for the team. That's pretty obvious, right? But there's always a but. Why isn't this logic so obvious when it comes to our romantic relationships? Because at the end of the day, a romantic relationship is a team. Getting into a relationship without developing an optimal relationship with yourself first is the equivalent of somebody trying to get recruited onto a college basketball team, but they've never played basketball. It's like, how do you expect to have success in this area when you don't even know what you're doing? The blind is leading the blind. When it comes to a romantic relationship, you want the best suitor possible. And in order to attract the best suitor possible, you have to be the best suitor possible. We don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. Only people who belong in a romantic relationship, which again is a team, are people who have actually practiced and showcased their skills for effective communication, emotional maturity, personal development. That way you have two people who actually know what they're doing and they actually have a blueprint for a really successful relationship. So the bottom line is, the way you practice is a key point indicator of how you're gonna play. The person you are before you get into a relationship is going to be the person you are when you get into a relationship, because how are you gonna know to be anything different? A relationship is simply a mirror of the relationship that you have with yourself. So if you have a dysfunctional relationship with yourself, you are likely going to have a romantic relationship that is dysfunctional. And if you're already in a relationship and you're just now realizing like, oh my gosh, I entered into this relationship as a broken person and I'm realizing just how broken my partner is, and don't spiral out of control, because hope is not lost for you. You can still develop these skills, turn your relationship around and set it up for future success. It just takes two willing people on the same page who are looking in the direction of the same goal to make this a reality. So I think the idea of personal growth and personal development sounds so overwhelming. It sounds so daunting. It's like, where do I even start? And I think that people just seek out a relationship as a way to distract themselves from actually pursuing who they really need to be pursuing, which is themselves. And I can speak from firsthand experience. My past relationships have always been a way for me to almost run away from myself. I felt like there was just too many things I needed to fix. I got overwhelmed and I just felt like it was easier for me to bury myself into somebody else's life, into somebody else's problem, and I don't have to deal with me. I'm just gonna be all about you. A relationship is not a shortcut for self-love, self-esteem, or self-validation. It doesn't matter how long you run from yourself, you will eventually hit a wall and you will have to make a decision, because things will get so bad and so out of control that you'll have pretty much no choice but to deal with yourself. Either pay on the front end or you pay on the back end, but either way you're gonna pay. You can pay on the front end and get yourself together and go through that overwhelming process of starting your personal development journey before you get into a relationship and reap the benefits of an actual healthy relationship. Or you can just say, F it, I'm going to just ignore the things I need to work on. I'm going to get into a relationship, but you reap what you sow. As you decided not to deal with yourself on the front end, you are now forced to deal with yourself in the relationship, because again, that relationship is just a mirror of the relationship you have with yourself. So now you're not only dealing with your demons, you're dealing with your partner's demons. You're paying on the back end. You guys, it's so much easier to pay your dues up front. get yourself together so that way you can, like I said, reap the benefits of a healthy relationship. Healthy and successful relationship requires two whole people. And that doesn't mean that you guys are going to be perfect. You're still going to have issues. You're still going to have ebbs and flows in the relationship. However, if two whole people are coming together and forming a solid team, you know how to navigate those ebbs and flows, because the same tools that it takes to love yourself are the same tools it takes to love other people. It doesn't guarantee that the relationship is going to be perfect. It doesn't even guarantee the longevity of the relationship. But when you have two whole people coming together, or two people committed to getting whole, if they're already in a relationship and they want to better their relationship, it's going to increase the likelihood of a successful relationship. I've wasted so much of my time in dead-end relationships because I was so terrified of dealing with myself. It really hurts to see that broken relationships are the standard. And that is so heartbreaking, because it doesn't have to be like that. Like I said, no one's gonna have a perfect relationship, but you don't have to have a broken relationship. Like, as normalized as that is, it doesn't have to be that way. Be sure to check out my other videos to keep the conversation going.